everybody. Welcome to Into the Void podcast, a show with the title has three meanings: where we're screaming, our relevancy in American culture, and our trajectory in the iTunes rankings. Ryan's still gone. I don't have one today because I got to make this relatively quick. I ran out of episodes in the bank, and due to travel purposes and busy scheduling, I wasn't able to get extra recording in, and I was actually going to try to skip this week in terms of providing an episode because I also have big things planned for a future episode. Actually, a string of future episodes. I've been doing a lot of paperwork on that for that. Believe it or not, I do have to do a lot of paperwork on this stuff. A little bit of research to make sure I got everything down the way I need to do it. I got everything in order, my ducks in a row, if you will. But be sure, so this one is going to be relatively quick. I'm actually standing right now, naked, and having to record one just to say, hey guys, I'm here. Don't forget though, this here come a string of plugs here. At Into the Void podcast, or sorry, not at Into the Void podcast, at Into the Void cast. See, I'm already messed up. I skipped a week, and here I am. I can't remember our social media plugs, but we're at Into the Voidcast at gmail.com, at Into the Voidcast on Instagram, at Into the Voidcast on Facebook, at Into the Voidcast on Twitter. I think I didn't say Twitter yet. I think I already said Instagram. Anyways, that's how you can reach us. Keep listening to the show. Keep downloading. Keep playing. Keep spreading the word. Spread it like herpes, like I said before. And if we don't do this anymore, if I don't get the loyal, devoted following that I so deserve, I'm just going to walk on over to Siberia. No airplanes, no hitchhiking. I'll do it. I'll just walk across the country, swim across the Atlantic, walk across Western Europe, Central Europe, Eastern Europe, and I'll see you in Siberia. 'Cause then otherwise there's not a whole lot of reason for me to be doing this. So please be my disciples in the Church of Into the Voidcast. JK. Lemmy says hi as well to add nauseating, obnoxious, annoying, irritating, whatever word can describe that I'm not happy right now degree. Yeah, so I'm just going to throw out a quick episode just to make sure that my mojo isn't off or whatever, or my consistency doesn't falter, because we all know how that can be and how consistent Into the Void podcast has been so far. I felt like I was just getting the ball rolling. But this week it turned out some unexpected travel happened, including plane flights, because birds don't fly people places, so it has to be a plane flight. But some other extenuating circumstances to make that travel happen ate up a lot of any and all free time that I would have had to record a show. So I'm having to run in and run out and record this one just to say howdy doody, guys, and probably be able to keep a show going and give you all the plugs necessary to make sure that you can finally follow us again. If not, see you in Siberia. But I can barely get myself clothed at this point. Because that's how crazy things have been lately. I don't even have any reasons why Ryan's gone. I mean, come on. I always have that prepared. Hashtag where's Ryan, though. That's what you'll see on our Instagram page as well. We don't know where he is. We need to find him. He must be lost in space somewhere, I guess. Since we are into the void and it's all about space travel and whatnot. That must be where we're at with that. I'm going on a big old jet airliner. Don't carry me too far away. I'll stop singing. Sorry, guys. I just like Steve Miller Band. It's a great song. Fun song. It's got good stuff. The old days of rock and roll. I guess the only person that I can think of, maybe because I've been listening to it like crazy because of choices not necessarily my own, but the only one that I see really has any reverence for the old days, nostalgia days of rock and roll is maybe Greta Van Fleet, or whatever that name is, Greta Van Susteren, whatever that band name is. They're pretty decent. They're just a little too much like Led Zeppelin. It's like, instead of listening to them, I'll just listen to Zeppelin. That'll do the trick. But Lana Del Rey was one I was thinking of. But she's got issues of her own. Might as well name her Lana Daddy Issues Ray. See, this is the problem. I'm in a rush and I can't even think of clever stuff to say. Other than the fact that I'm just pointing out that Lana Del Rey has some serious daddy issues. Oh my gosh, have you seen her? Well, number one, heard any of her songs. You can get it from that, but have you seen any of her music videos? The love interest of her songs are always these walking skeleton men who are like 16,000 and a half years old. And somehow she's in love with them or something. But man, holy cow, like, she has world-renowned daddy issues. Good Lord. I'd rather instead, I want to buy her album just so I can, fund maybe a psychiatrist appointment or something. Because Lana, and this isn't out of jealousy, just go for someone a little younger, more your age. I mean, I know there's money in like a 90-year-old guy in a wheelchair, but good Lord, just somebody your age will do. I feel bad. I'm not mad. I'm not nothing else. I just feel bad. It's like, what did your dad do to you? You have severe daddy issues. Somebody else can enlighten me on the subject if they want, but my girlfriend's a big Lana Del Rey fan, but I can never make these jokes around her because it would make her too mad. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like, cool it, man. Just age appropriate's fine. Like, a little bit older's fine. I'm not saying that for sure. I've dated people that are a little bit older than me, and I'm a little older than people I've dated. But man, sometimes you can just, I'm pretty sure that tattoo that she has on her hand says daddy issues, because if she doesn't, you can definitely see it in other ways. So, but anyways, yeah, it's, she's a good style though. Otherwise, I think she kind of captures, I think, true vintage, other than, I should say, hipster vintage, because I don't know what the hell hipsters do, man. What is their problem? Well, that's the problem, I guess. They don't have any problems, so they can wear stupid as shit clothes and drive stupid as shit cars and have stupid as shit politics and be about as creative as a kindergartner's finger painting. I know some of them, I guess, are talented or whatever and artsy or whatever, but in my estimation, they're just good with a Mac laptop. But they're the ones that get all the recognition, so what do I know, I guess. I don't look like them, so I'm not artsy like them or whatever. I'm not intellectual like them or blah, 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 blah. So, I guess, what do I know? But I think, at least personally, that Lana Del Rey, she's the true vintage, if you will. She actually kind of seems to have an understanding of the good old days, if you will, aside from hipsters just buying records all the time, which are usually just 180-gram vinyl remasters taken from the digital remaster, so it pretty much sounds the same as it does on your iPod. You're not actually getting a better sound, but what do I know again? What can I say? But, yeah, I don't know. I think I'll definitely have some future shows available. I can't really promise that it'll be funny or better. Just they'll be longer. So, but I have about 30 pages of paperwork that I have printed out because this one's going to be a big one. I'm probably going to split it up and put the episode to multiple weeks. That way I can also have a bank set up again, an episode bank. So I'm not having to rush like this one and have maybe some better material and more time to be better at it. Oh, my back. Okay. I did a cheat day and my body's feeling it. I just need to take a deep breath. I'm having very shallow breaths right now, and that's not good for radio. That's probably why no one really listens to it, but go ahead and buy your skateboarding stuff from Six Pack Skateboards. They're on Facebook and Instagram, and absolutely get a website, Shay. I'm helping you out there again. I'm helping you out so much. I'm about to take ownership of your company, dude. 100% get a website. That'll help. That'll be more of a actual portal to go to than a bunch of different social media websites. Follow Rocco, the beer can that you can find on the bottom of Six Pack Skateboards all the time, on your koozies, on your t-shirts, on your sweatshirts, whatever you buy from him. That you will find on absolutely his website. Do that. Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. I cannot stress enough how much that helps the show if you do it. Again, it takes so much more effort to go to a bar, wait till the last call, find the skankiest hoe available there, then proceed to have happy fun time with them. And then moments later, days later, find a free clinic, get tested, and find out you have herpes. Yet somehow 1 in 4 people in the world has herpes. All you have to do for us is type a few keyboard buttons, press a button on your mouse to click subscribe, and you've rated, reviewed, and subscribed it already, and you help our show more than you can imagine. You can also find us on our podcast stream, our feed page, which is available as a link on our Instagram page at Into the Voidcast. You can also, I think, find it on our Facebook page, Into the Voidcast. If you cannot find it, and you have questions regarding where to find the podcast, or if you say you hate our show, or if you're the one person out of 7 billion that like our show, or if you want to attribute to the conversation from the other side of the mic, whether you disagree or agree, or you hate us or love us again based on that with a disagreement or agreement, then email us at intothevoidcast@gmail.com. I cannot in any other way possibly describe to you how easy it is. It is so easy. I ain't begging. I'm just telling you, you're lazy, I guess. If you don't. You telling me you don't have the time enough to press a button on your phone? Well, I can say I doubt that's true. I'm guessing you're full of shit. For sure full of shit. I subscribed to 3 podcasts today. It's really easy. So go ahead and do that. Because if you got enough time to waste not subscribing to the podcast, you certainly have enough time to waste listening to it. Which it is 100%, as instanced by that burp about 2.5 seconds ago, that this will be a great waste of your time. And we'll all have fun in the process. And that way, I can just stay where I'm at and not have to go to Siberia. It's it. That's all it is. That's how easy it is. I don't know how to explain this or sell it to you even further. I'm not a great salesman. As you can tell, I'm barely enough to communicate verbally, as instanced by this show. But I think it's enough to do that one simple, easy thing. And maybe I can get some production value in this damn show for once. Well, I think that might be enough. I don't know what else there is to say. Because, frankly, I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I didn't really have much of a show prepared. I just wanted to have a quick blurb, a quick plug sesh. I guess go off on a tangent about Lana Del Rey and her daddy issues. I'm praying for you, Lana. And tell you how easy it is to subscribe and that our show is basically like a sexually transmitted disease, I guess. So some really highbrow stuff at this show that you can expect. Some real white collar humor and discussion, if you will. No room for anti-intellectualism here. I'll leave that to the college campuses. But yes, you will hear from me in the future about bigger and better episodes coming up. There will be some amazing episodes coming up. Ryan, wherever you are, I hope we cross paths someday. And I hope you're not dead. I really do. I know you probably wish I was dead. A lot of people wish I was dead, that's for sure. But don't know what else I can say about that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. You're going to have to wait a long time, hopefully. Because I do have people that wish I wasn't dead that I'd like to live for. So I think that might be it. Because I got a lot of stuff to do already still. I still got to pack. I still got to do dress for one. I got to shower. I got to take Lemmy out, apparently. Not Lemmy from Motorhead, but his spirit animal, which is a tiny, fluffy chihuahua. Yeah, so I apologize for the shortness of this episode. Barely made it to 20 minutes. Believe it or not, I always thought it was really hard to fill time, and I thought boy, how am I going to fill at least an hour of time on a show, or honestly, more than 10 minutes? I feel like I'm a relatively clear and concise person in terms of how I speak, and I could say like 10 things in one sentence. But somehow I found a way. I think when the adrenaline's pumping and there's a lot of thoughts that you can finally release out into the ether and in a microphone, they all come out, and you internally filter them and organize them and chronologize put them in chronological order in your head. Make them make sense. You find that the time just kind of flies by. So it's almost now, at least in terms of the show, weirder that I couldn't fill that much time or take that much time and only last about a few seconds in comparison. But that's what happens when you don't prepare. And I thought I was able to have episodes banked and able to do it. But time just got away from me. Time flies not only when you're having fun, but when you're having an awful time. Not awful, but very busy and relentless time in terms of getting stuff done. So I gotta go do that. I'll see you guys next week. Hopefully by then I will have my mini magnum opus that will acquire me zero money for it, so it's really, really worth it. But no, I will have a very, very, very long show probably. I'm going to probably so long, in fact, I'm going to split it up into multiple episodes any way I see fit. I see at least 3 episodes maybe with it. Could be more, could be less, who knows. The bottom line, though, is they'll be nice and long and hopefully interesting and fascinating. It's something that right now in my place in life is very near and dear to my heart in terms of what I believe, what I'm standing up for, what I feel vindicated and justified speaking out against and speaking out for. And supporting, because not only do I want to speak out against things that I'm against, but when you tear something down, you want positivity to be what you rebuild. So I'm hoping to not only have it be, I guess, funny. Like most of our shows, it'll probably be less comedy than you expect. So keep your expectations even lower than they already are. I will probably take a little bit more serious tone with it. I probably won't try to be so jokey, first of all, because I know for a fact that all my other jokey episodes bomb. But no, just kidding. I need to stop that self-deprecation. See, that's the thing. I'm hilarious. I'm a really funny guy. Because if you don't speak that out, it's not going to happen. So, but it won't be as jokey and hokey as the rest of our episodes, and the subject matter is a little more serious. I'm not trying to sell it as something super dark, but the subject matter is a little more serious in terms of it's been affecting me, but it also affects a lot of other people. And the reason why I want to speak out against it, because after talking to many different people that I've come across, not necessarily in my circle like friends, but people that I've just come across in, the space and time that I've had to spend most of my time. I've talked to many people, and they've gone through pretty much the same exact thing that I've gone through, and because I thought maybe all this time, I unfortunately, like the rest of my life, have just been through a nasty string of bad luck that seems to never end, and I'm trying to change my luck all the time. It never seems to happen, and I get small victories that allow me to try to push further, and maybe in just one instance, it's just that shit again, and I'm just one of the few that, or one of the few or the only one that fell through the cracks and fell by the wayside, and I just got to take my licks, make the most out of it, and move on, and let everyone live their own lives happy and healthy and financially flush. Unfortunately, I was not the only one. It seems to be a systematic or administrative error of sorts. Take that as you will. And so there's a lot to cover, a lot of years to cover, a lot of ground to cover, a lot of red tape, bureaucracy, policies to go through to cover. It takes a lot of research because I have certain points and arguments, or not necessarily arguments, but things that I want to really talk about, other things I want to talk about to tag on to that a little bit more, and other things that are less important, but maybe I want to add that in given the way that my stuff goes. So it's going to be, I think, interesting. I think hopefully it will try to shock people out of apathy a little bit. Not shock people like Alice Cooper. I'm really dating myself with that reference. But who cares? I am maybe like, kind of like, hey guys, get into it, like pay attention a little bit, because I think that's what's frustrating too, is because in terms of this stuff, I feel like it's all just being screamed into a cavernous hole, just like this podcast, into a void of some sorts. And I think it's really important that this actually be looked at by everyone, and to actually support the people that are going through it and need help with it, and just shake off the apathy sometimes every once in a while. I know I have to do that too. It's easy to become apathetic and comfortable in your life. I honestly can't wait till I'm old enough till I get to the point where I can actually say, I know everyone I need to know. I have all the friends I need to have. I don't need to meet new people. Got all the money I want. Thank you. Screw you. Bye. But I'd like to talk about what I need to talk about and get through what I need to get through to get to that point. So be looking for that on our podcast feed, if that's how you listen to it, especially if you don't have an iPhone or Apple device. If you have an Android device, I don't know if we're on Spotify yet. It's been a huge pain in the ass to get on the Google Play, so I'm still trying to do that, but you can find us on our feed. The link is provided on our @IntoTheVoidcast Instagram. You can find us there. That's when that's how I let people know that we have new shows coming out. IntoTheVoidcast@gmail.com if you have anything to say. Into the Voidcast at Facebook if you have anything to say, as well as keeping up. And at Into the Voidcast on Twitter. I also post a link on that for new episodes. The link is provided. You will know every time there's a new episode. I'm not huge on social media, so that's about it that is provided. More might be provided once I find Ryan alive and out of his hiding. And yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.